Alignments are some of the simplest geometry within our civil design features you're going to find within Civil 3D. Let's go ahead and create an alignment. We're going to go ahead and open up our exercise file. That is 0602 Align by Layout. In this file, you'll find some numbers, circles, and lines already drawn. Ultimately, this is simply some of the engineering that we would be doing ahead of time, figuring out how deep our lots need to be, how wide our roads need to be, and maybe even considering some topography and other design criteria. And so we may do some offsets and get a rough idea of layout. So in this exercise, all we're going to do is connect the dots. I go to the Home ribbon, Create Design panel, and choose Alignment and Alignment Creation Tools. We're going to go ahead and name our alignment, and in this case, Trimble Loop. And it would be good to go ahead and give it a description, especially if our name at the beginning is Road A or something similar to that. Our alignment style, layer, and alignment label set, all of these are coming from our feature settings. And we'll talk a little bit more about label set in a few minutes. Go ahead and click OK. It opens up the toolbar for working with this alignment, and we're going to choose to create an alignment by creating tangents to tangents and not adding curves at this point. And as I mentioned, we're simply going to go from the center of 1 to the center of 2 to the center of 3. And notice the command prompt is very simple. Just specify next point to the center of 4. In other words, if we can draw a line or a polyline, I'm going to go ahead and press enter here. If I can draw a line or polyline in AutoCAD, we can create alignments. So I'm going to go ahead and close this toolbar down. And notice that our alignment is already now in the drawing. Not only the alignment, but the labels that are associated in connection with that alignment, that label set, as we'll talk about in more detail later, are already placed in the drawing as well. And so we're going to see as we get farther in, it's very familiar to us and it's very easy to fall back in creating alignments using lines and polylines and converting them over. But because it's so easy to create alignments in Civil 3D, and because of the very power and nature of creating alignments by layout, it's much better to create the alignments by layout, make the edits, add the curves, instead of trying to convert AutoCAD objects over. And we'll see a little bit why as we get into constraints in our next exercise.